We are joined today by international leadership advisor, Ms. Raquel Brown. Welcome to Insider C-Suite.
Thank you, Timothy. So good to be here.
You're all the way from Los Angeles. You've got clients around the world. Leadership is a very important and dear conversation to you.
Very much so, very much so. And it's because it's the word that's tossed around so often, yet so misunderstood. And,
wow.
So it's an exciting field to be in. Oftentimes people say, what do you mean leadership? And I tend to say management is inventory. People need to be led. Things can be managed.
Sure.
And that's a difficult concept though, because people are in a hurry and they say, we don't have time, just do this, do that. But ultimately, people need to be inspired.
Absolutely. Now, you are an entrepreneur and an executive, kind of. You wear both hats.
I do.
You are a founder and executive chief operating officer of the Telein Group based in Los Angeles, but you have a significant footprint and great relationships in South Africa. Have you noticed something special about South African leaders?
I have. One of the things that when I came to South Africa in 2006, I noticed was just how international South African leaders were. Looking all around the world for the best techniques in leadership, the best techniques in management, in all areas of business. And that was unique, but I also noticed that it's a much less collaborative environment, and that really is the next wave of leadership. It's really about teaming and collaboration.
Sure.
And so I think it may be the history of South Africa, which is a little bit more hierarchical.
Yes.
And so you see that in the workplace. And so our challenge in working in South Africa has been really to introduce concepts of collaboration.
Got it. Now, I'm sure that your work here throughout the U.S., different parts of the world, you've noticed some parallels, some things that are, universal. But are there one or two things that you've picked up in South Africa that America could learn from?
I would say, let me think about that. I'd say, again, I think probably the commitment to being on the leading edge about what's happening in the world.
So just a global mindset.
I think so.
Americans are quite insular.
Very insular, we are dominant. Sure. And, on our television stations, we really don't get much international news. Yeah. And so what I have...
And then we have Trevor Noah trying to expose Americans.
Right, so what's happening in the world. But, when I was living and working here, that's one of the things I enjoyed.
Okay.
Was being able to turn on the TV at any time and see what's happening around the world.
Got it.
And even we got Al Jazeera in the U.S., but it didn't last. It only lasted probably 2 years because there's just not that interest.
Yeah. Now, your colleagues, you have male, female colleagues and so forth. When you walk into the boardroom and you're going to advise a CEO and your male colleagues walk in to advise a CEO, is there any difference really? In terms of how they perceive
perception.
Sure.
I imagine so, but I don't think about that. I think that I'm a female, I'm a black, and I'm a woman. I'm a woman, I'm a female, and youth, right? So my colleagues are older. I have a business partner.
So you go with the youth mentality.
So that usually is what stops people. More so than being a female. It really is. What does this young woman have to say to me? And so my business partner, who we started the company together with, Joe Johnson, is 15 years older than me.
Okay.
So oftentimes people think I'm his daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so that
Shout out to Joe Johnson.
Yeah, so that's an intriguing thing, right? It's either you're the daughter or you're the girlfriend. And it's like, no, I'm neither. I'm the business partner.
In South African terms, they think he's blessing you.
He's blessing me, right. Right, but I'm blessing him with my talent.
I like it.
And so I think and so really I think being a female has been quite an advantage because you're not in competition with your client, right? Men tend to be sort of competitive, so I don't pose that kind of competition. I don't sort of have probably some of the same relationships with men, so the things that we talk about don't travel.
Sure.
And so in some way there's a more of a comfortability on one level.
Wow.
And so it's more, what can this person who looks so youthful, how would they know anything about leadership?